This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
A homeowner is feeling helpless, not getting any action from the utility company that put this cable line in so close to her mailbox. I'm Stephanie Wade, seeing if we can help.
It's a parking structure here in the middle of Indianapolis, but the people who park here often say the elevators aren't working and they're having to walk down 10 flights of stairs. I'm Paris Lubell, and we're taking their concerns to the people who run this garage.
And then precious audio files we thought were long gone, now found and bringing history to the present. A look back at Kevin Gregory with the voice of the track.
Well, thank you for joining us. I'm Amanda Starantino.
And I'm Mark Mullins. All new at 6, a woman had nowhere to turn and called RTV6.
And she says that because of where a utility company buried a cable line, she hasn't been able to replace her damaged mailbox and has not been able to send her mail out for months.
But RTV6's Stephanie Wade got involved today, and soon this homeowner will get some help.
It's been extremely stressful.
It's been a difficult past few months for Marlene Woodcock. Her husband's been very sick and almost died.
He came down with pneumonia and was at death's door, and I had to decide whether to put him on life support or not.
And while going through this, someone must have made the turn too tight in her neighborhood and hit her mailbox, nearly knocking it over.
I've hired a mailbox company to replace it. It's on order, and they said they won't do anything, though, until I get the cable moved.
The post office wants the mailbox to be replaced so her mail can be safely secured. But no one is willing to replace it because of a Comcast Xfinity cable line that was recently buried underneath it in the wintertime.
I mean, you can see the little path right around there where they went with it. And the locator that came out to locate their line said they're not supposed to do that.
They're afraid they'll hit it and have to pay up.
There's no way that anyone wants to take that out and be responsible for the consequences.
You can see where the markers are here. The line is really only about 2 inches away from this mailbox. The homeowners have done what they could to hold it together with this metal strip and some string, but you can see it's still leaning and about to fall over.
The post office told me that there's really no place else to put my mailbox, but he had no authority to require Comcast to come out and move his cable.
So I reached out to Comcast myself today. Crews came by to check it out, and they tell me they're now going to move the line 2 feet back from the mailbox for Marlene, and we'll have this problem fixed within 48 hours. Working for you tonight, Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
Thank you, Steph. And one of our favorite parts of our job is the fact that RTV6 can get things done when we step in, especially when you feel like your voice is not being heard. If you have a problem, connect with us. Email us at workingforyou@rtv6.com, and we'll see what we can do.
People are still cleaning up and dealing with the aftermath today after big storms swept through central Indiana Thursday evening. Keystone Avenue on the north side had noticeable damage today, and customers in Carmel had to find other options due to several businesses being closed over no electricity. Crews from neighboring states rushed to help Duke and IPL Energy crews restore power today. They're still working right now. At the peak of the storm, about 50,000 homes were without power. Duke Energy still has about 1,600 without power, mostly in Carmel. IPL has around 7,500 outages.
And now we are tracking possible storms moving in tonight. Meteorologist Kyle Mounts is here with a look ahead at that. Kyle.
Yeah, but the good news is I don't think we're going to see the widespread storms that we had yesterday. Right. Very isolated for us out there this evening. In fact, as we look, just one county in the RTV6 area under a severe thunderstorm watch. That's Franklin County until 11 o'clock tonight, but I don't think the watch is going to last that long. In fact, as we look at Storm Team 6 radar, things are quiet for you. Thunderstorms have now moved off to the south and east, where we have a shower that's moved through Delphi and now into the Burlington area. Again, nothing severe here north of Rossville, but this will continue to move into Howard County with some showers moving in toward Kokomo right around 6:30 for you, so a little less than a half an hour away. We still, though, have that northeast area of central Indiana under the marginal or isolated severe weather risk that some of those storms could have some gusty winds, possibly some hail in them. So we'll continue to monitor that situation for you. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies and still some very warm temperatures. We're still in the lower 70s right on through 10 o'clock. And if you're going to be heading off to the Motor Speedway in the morning, looking good there. Lots of sunshine, temperatures in the 70s.
It used to be a school. Now the only thing it's teaching is frustration. Neighbors are upset that the former IPS School 1 is empty, dilapidated, and covered with graffiti. It has been vacant and unproductive for many, many years. There are complaints that windows that should be boarded up are not, and children are playing inside the structure. Larry Bradley lives across the street.
I don't like it, no. And I don't think no one in the neighborhood likes it. But I'm just speaking from my part. I don't like it, no.
And you want it changed?
I want it changed.
We contacted the owner of the building, John Eric Sturm. He told RTV6, quote, "People are trying to make me out to be a bad guy, but I'm not. Eventually, I'll find an investor or developer for the property," end quote. The Indianapolis Department of Business and Neighborhood Services says it has imposed fines and fees on the owner for failing to follow ordinances and statutes, and could do more if he fails to satisfy all of those requirements.
A hassle and an inconvenience, and now drivers who use a downtown Indianapolis parking garage want to know why the elevators are frequently out of order and why repair crews aren't fixing them.
Tonight, RTV6's Paris LaBelle is getting results after bringing a number of concerns we heard straight to the garage management.
It's a parking structure here in the middle of downtown Indianapolis, just across the street from the State House. It's 10 stories in all, but the people who park here often say the elevators just aren't working.
Well, you just never know when they're going to go down.
So you don't know until you park and go to leave.
And often they'll go down in the middle of the day.
I would say at least 2 or 3 times a week.
Along Capitol, just past Market, the Court Street parking garage can hold nearly 600 cars.
Even when I'm early, I'm usually on 6 or above.
The lot fills up quickly, but after they park, they find a problem.
Neither are working.
So we went inside. The people we talk to say they often walk over to the elevators and they find these signs, temporarily out of service. They say it happens more often than they're actually working, and they're having to walk back out from the elevators and walk down the 10 flights of stairs. Both elevators had signs posted that the elevators were out of service.
And like for myself, I have vertigo, so it's difficult to use the stairwell. And you shouldn't have to be forced to use the stairwell.
So here's the other thing. You actually can't park on floors 1 or 2. You can only start parking on floor 3, and that's because the rental car company that's in this building uses all the spots on those first 2 floors. Circle Center Mall operates the elevators in the structure, so we reached out to them. They tell us they weren't aware of both elevators being out of order, even though we found the signs there today. They did tell us that there is another elevator bank on the back side of the parking structure. They say there's supposed to be signs on the broken elevators directing drivers to the other bank. But we walked up and down the whole structure and never found any signs. We did eventually end up finding the other elevators, but we found another issue. Those elevators don't go to the ground level. You're stuck here at the Embassy Suites driveway. To get down, you have to go into the hotel, into another elevator, and then exit onto Illinois Street. Then walk around the block to get back to the entrance on Capitol.
You know, having a sign when someone pulls into the garage letting us know that the elevators are down would be helpful, so people with disabilities would be able to maybe exit and try to find alternate parking. That would be ideal.
We took that idea to the mall, and they tell us it's a good idea, and they're already starting to make up signs tonight. We're going to keep checking on the problem with the elevators here at this structure to make sure it gets fixed. In Indianapolis, Paris LaBelle, RTV6.
Thanks, Paris. And we already have an update to report on the elevators. The mall tells RTV6 one of the 2 on the State House side of the building are working again. Repairs are currently in progress for the elevator next to it. That work should be done in a few weeks. Working for you, we'll check back to make sure the elevator is working properly.
I was ecstatic. I was jumping up for joy on the inside. Our community came together and we rocked it, and we said, yes, we stand for each other for our East Side.
Residents continue to see developments today with an update to a problematic East Side apartment complex. The city of Indianapolis took the next step to getting the Oak Tree Apartments complex safer for everybody. The city filed for eminent domain this morning to try and take possession of the complex from its owner. Oak Tree has been a source of crime and vandalism for Indianapolis, so the city wants to demolish it. Last year, a court ordered the complex's owner to demolish that complex, but it hasn't happened. Oak Tree was condemned by the health department more than 5 years ago when its last tenants were evicted.
Unfortunately, this just is a situation where the property owner is just unwilling to make any improvements, and these 28 buildings are a terrible blight to the Far East Side. And so, again, this is an opportunity to improve the quality of life and to remove those public safety and health nuisances.
The property owner has some time to file an objection to the suit. The next step is for a judge to set a hearing to determine the property's value. Now, still ahead on the news at 6. Right now, your city Marion County is hiring Hoosiers.
The wide range of jobs available and why these workers say the money and experience are both fulfilling.
And a break in the active weather. That comes our way to start off the weekend, but things turn a little stormy on Sunday, and some of those storms could be severe. I'll have a closer look.
And Tony Kanon, day first live at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Wrap it up Fast Friday, which gets a thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs up. Good Fast Friday.
2 thumbs up. Tell you why, coming up.
This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Hiring Hoosiers is looking to put you to work or open a door if you're looking for a new opportunity. The Indianapolis City County government has dozens of openings right now, whether you're in high school or you have a master's or a law degree. Jawan Jones left his job as a school bus driver when he saw an opening for a heavy equipment operator for the Department of Public Works. Now he operates a street sweeper and says the money and the experience is fulfilling. Chris Kirshner is an auditor working in the City County building. He's new on the job and already says he prefers working in the public sector. The open positions posted online run the gamut, from lifeguards and camp counselors in the Parks Department to attorneys and paralegals in the Public Defender's Office.
They're separated by full-time positions and then seasonal positions, and that way they can go on, see the range, salary range that's posted, a little bit about the job description. There is a summary about the benefits there.
Definitely more engaging than the previous job I had, but coming from working at a bank, I have some exposure to a lot of more terminology and stuff, especially on the financial side.
Well, you must be a Marion County resident to work for the Indianapolis City County government. The City County's HR department says full-time positions start well above the minimum wage at $13 an hour and go up from there. We've provided a link to the City County jobs page. Just go to hiringhoosiers.com and click on this story.
It's Fast Friday at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, leading up to qualifications this weekend. So for our 70th anniversary broadcast memory today, we're going to include the legendary voice of the track, but in a different way. It's Kevin Gregory, Tom Carnegie collaboration.
Whenever we set a record, I would get excited about it. I mean, it's a big deal. So I called Tom Carnegie and I said, Tom, can you record for me a message when we have a record?
And it's a new temperature record.
So I had that from Tom Carnegie. Whenever I could play that, I would. But then there were times that you get an almost record. So I called Tom Carnegie back and I said, listen, there are times when I can't play your it's a new temperature record because we just missed it. Could you record a new one for me?
And it's a new temperature record. Almost.
Well, Kevin thought we had lost that audio with the change in equipment in our control room, but we just found it.
Yeah, it would have been a shame to have lost that. Tom passed away in 2011. In addition to being the voice of the track, he was sports director here at Channel 6 from 1953 to 1985.
I wish we had that playing all the time.
Glad we found it, right, exactly. Tonight at 11, Speedway residents were renting out rooms for the race long before Airbnb and Craigslist. Our trip through the RTV6 archives, you'll meet a grandmother who opened her doors to race fans, and she wasn't doing it for the money.
And this all leads up to May 30th when former anchors Clyde Lee and Dion Willis lead us in a 1-hour special at 7 p.m. 70 years together, RTV6 working for you. We hope you will be able to join us. Kyle.
And we could have almost used that clip from Tom Carnegie today. We were 8 degrees from the record of 90, made it to 82 this afternoon. That was in downtown Indianapolis. Some of you didn't make it out of the 70s today, but everyone above average. And now we've got a couple of isolated showers out there. One crossing 421 here south of Delphi, north of Rossville. It will continue to move to the east, and you can see those showers getting a little bit closer to Kokomo. So before 6:30 or so here, I think you'll be dealing with some of that steady rain that will mainly stay to the north of Rushville here as it moves through Howard County. Temperature right now, 81 degrees downtown, 77 for you in Kokomo, and a steamy 84 in Bloomington because we've had some of that humidity mixing back into the air as well. Tonight, temperatures only going to cool back into the lower and middle 60s. Maybe you've needed to catch up on some of that yard work. It's been a challenge here in this very soggy spring so far. Well, tomorrow looks like it's going to be a good day. Sunday, not so much. But then as we get into early next week, we'll dry things out once again. So your Saturday planning forecast, a lot of sunshine gets us started here. Our temperatures in the middle 60s. Quickly, though, by 10 a.m., we're already into the mid 70s for you. Lower 80s at noon. Still sunny skies. going to be a little breezy heading into the afternoon. That southwest breeze around 15 to 20 miles per hour, but I don't think we'll mind it because we'll have those temperatures warming into the middle 80s for our afternoon high. 86 for you in Bloomington, 85 in Peru, and 86 degrees in Muncie. Planning out your Sunday. Doesn't look quite as nice here. We got a lot of thunderstorm symbols in there, not necessarily a washout. You notice it will be a little bit cooler with those showers and storms moving through, but I do think we'll have some rounds of rain, and it could start early on Sunday morning, some scattered showers around, then another round that comes through early afternoon. But I think it's as we head into the afternoon and evening hours that if we get enough daytime heating, some of those storms could be on the strong to severe side Sunday, and that would produce some gusty winds, some hail once again across portions of central Indiana. We had some large hail yesterday, tennis ball size, on areas southwest of Indianapolis. 7-day planning forecast. We've got that chance for storms on Sunday. Then behind that system, it turns cooler. 67 on Monday, but we bounce back quickly this time of year. We're to 73 on Tuesday with partly sunny skies. The shower and thunderstorm chances return on Wednesday, but so do highs in the 80s. We'll carry that through Thursday and dry it out again on Friday.
Dry it out again. All right, thanks, Kyle.
Well, it's starting to feel like the race is right around the corner, and we definitely heard it at the track today. Dave.
Fast Friday today, guys, and it was indeed fast. Tony Kanon, day first, wrapping up a Fast Friday today. I'll get to your day in a second, but there's certainly a trend developing right now, and it's that Ed Carpenter Racing is quick once again.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to put 3 cars in the Fast 9. If not,
right.
They really get it right, 3 in the front row.
Let's take a look at Ed Jones earlier today, and he's been very consistent. Yesterday, today, led the no-toes again. What is it about the way they're engineering cars that make it so good?
I wish I would know.
Right,
I was
exactly.
doing it on my car, but I mean, they definitely have the right setup here, the right car with the low drag and the speed to be able to, they're in the front for years.
Yeah. Your practice today, 10th quick overall, 17th with the no-toe, top speed of 230 miles an hour. What were you guys working on today?
Oh, just qualifying runs. It's tough because some people pull out the pits in front of you. You try to do 4 laps to see the consistency of the car. But I'm happy with the car. I think we have a car to start in the top 14. If we get a lucky draw, we'll be able to put in the Fast 9.
You'd be happy with that. All right, so a couple of guys with very interesting days. One, early on this morning, Ryan Hunter-Ray went out. They didn't really hook up the toe link at the back end very well. A toe shim, actually, is what I was told. That doesn't sound good. It didn't look good when he was.
No, he had a big wiggle and on the short shoot, and he caught it. It was lucky because having damage today, it's not that catches your attention.
Exactly. And then Graham Rahal this afternoon down on the south end of the speedway. Graham, the back end, brushing the wall as they were going through a 4-lap qualifying sim, and that'll wake you up as well. Huh?
Big time. I mean, today is such a hairy day. I mean, you don't want to do anything silly, but at the same time, you have to to try it. You have to try to do a qualifying attempt.
Right.
But you don't want to crash your car. So it's this day it's worse than actually tomorrow for me.
No toe speeds. Here you go. Those without the use of a draft or a toe. Pretty representative perhaps heading into the weekend. And by the way, it was Connor Daly with a lap over 231, but again, Ed Jones is right there. Let's take a look at Kyle Kaiser. He was involved in a spin this morning, and how do you describe this? I mean, he's down below the white line.
Yeah, he was coming up to speed, and I think, today turn 3 was extremely loose because of the headwind. It was on the nose, and it caught him by surprise. I mean, it's a shame because they have no sponsorship, and Ricardo's been trying to put a car, full-time in the series. I hate to see that, but I know a lot of people are helping.
Yeah.
To rebuild the car, so hopefully they'll be back tomorrow.
The entire road to Indy for that team is trying to help. They got 20 guys in that garage. Let's hear from Ricardo Uncos. You guys are putting up a good fight here, right?
Yeah, I think it's a shame. We were really fast the whole week, and even today everything looks okay in data. We don't know what happened, but things happen, right? Indy is that way, and we just need to keep going. What else we can do?
Good luck to those guys. They're going to be up there working into the wee hours of the morning. All right, here's the schedule for tomorrow, 11 a.m. to 5:50. Positions 10 through 30 will be locked in. Then we have on Sunday the last row shootout, then the Fast 9 shootout, weather permitting.
If it rains, what happens?
Well, the front 9 are locked in based on what they do tomorrow. Then the last row would have to requalify maybe on Monday if it's dry.
Okay.
Maybe on Tuesday if it's dry. So it never rains at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
We'll be fine.
We'll see what happens. More at 7 for TK. And at 11 o'clock for now, TK Day First Live at the Speedway. The news at 6 continues after this.
You need to know.
At Martin.com.
It's all about racing right now in the Circle City.
And this particular event really raises people's spirits.
Yeah, for the 5th year, Community Rehabilitation Hospital and the 500 Festival team worked together for this wheelchair race this week. It started as a way to involve patients in a fun form of therapy while embracing the city's rich tradition of racing. The patients decorate their wheelchairs and walkers and got photos with 500 Festival princesses. And just like the 500, each winner got a trophy, flowers, and a glass of milk.
How fun.
Isn't
Very
that great?
cool.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a tough race, too.
Yeah, and a good day for a nice cool glass of milk, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because we got some warm temperatures out there today and again tomorrow. 86 degrees for you, mostly sunny. So Saturday, your pick of the weekend for your outdoor activities, because on Sunday, shower and thunderstorm chances do return for us. Looks like that will bring in some cooler temperatures to start off next week.
All right. That does it for us here on RTV6 News at 6 o'clock.
We'll be right back here at 7. Have a good weekend.